Hello there, welcome back to the midierror podcast, where we talk to all kinds of people from the music industry. We are back for Series 2. We are back with Sonic State, and there are 50 episodes previously recorded, which you may want to catch up on with the likes of Fatboy Slim, CJ Bolland, John Grant, Dave Clark, Infected Mushroom, DJ Rap, and all kinds of other people. A wealth of stuff to get into there. But this month we are speaking to Stuart Warren-Hill, aka Hexstatic, also the creator of the amazing Hologauze, which is a veil which can be projected onto at live gigs, used by the likes of Beyonce, Prydz, Lady Gaga, Max Cooper, DJ Shadow. It creates kind of like a 3D parallax effect live on stage at concerts, and it has to be seen to be believed. So we talked to him about the Hologauze. We also talked to him about his Hexstatic career, creating a visual album, working on the Big Chill Festival, and also making an award-winning video which illustrated the effects of deforestation in the 90s with Cold Cut on Ninja Tune. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let's get started with the interview.
We're based down at Paintworks, which is in Bristol. It's obviously an old paintworks. It's an old factory that's been converted into workspaces. It's by the river. It's actually they've done a really good job on it. It's an amazing space. It's got high ceilings, but not only it's really though for my business, the music more these days is, the last 10 years has become more secondary really. It's been more turned into a bit more of a hobby because the company, I'll explain why, because I made a 3D album called Holotronica that I released in 2014, and while I was making it, I had to try and develop a hologram 3D display for the show, and I also didn't have a format when I started the project. Holotronica is a combination of hologram and electronica, and Tron. And Holotron is the hologram projector in Star Wars, Princess Leia, on R2-D2. That's called a Holotron. So it's a combination of all these ideas and the look and everything. So it's basically the world's first audiovisual 3D album, as a departure from my Hexstatic stuff, which I can talk about. But this building is actually is mainly for demonstrating Hologauze, which I invented for the Holotronica show. And then that became quite a big hit, the actual screen technology that I developed. So that was pretty amazing. So it's like the number one hit I never had. I had it right by inventing this as an offshoot of my album project, And so the Holotronica album became an amazing demo for this screen technology, and I demoed it around. And so when I launched the project, it was in September the product, I should say, it was in September 2014. We did Lord of the Dance. Michael Flatley used it at the London Palladium.
Oh wow!
And the same month, at the end of that month, I was working with Prydz, doing a big show called Epic 3 in New York at Madison Square Garden.
Wow!
And we had a 20-meter wide hologram screen, and it was epic. And I was kind of pinching myself. So that was the month we launched the product after a couple of years of development, and originally I used the prototype on my Holotronica show in February 2012, and it's been quite an amazing kind of thing really that kind of blew everyone's mind at this show at Coco in Camden, and I haven't really looked back. One of the unique things about the screen is that I made it for stereoscopic 3D. So it's an invisible screen that you can project 3D content onto and give the audience glasses, and the screen's made of silver, so it retains polarization of the glasses. So it was like a whole new effect where you've got an invisible, like an IMAX screen that's invisible, that you can then have objects floating through the air coming towards the audience, right up to your face if you're in the audience, sort of thing. So that was a new effect. So it kind of blew everyone's minds a bit when I first did it. And subsequently, what happened was it had a bigger market than I realised, because it looks 3D without the glasses. So, which was really amazing. If you get the content right and it's rotating, it just looks like you've got a 3D rotating floating object between the audience and the DJ or the performer, whoever it is, So it's got a massive scope. So yeah, I've just been really busy the last 10 years. That was 10 years ago. And I've just been really busy running Holotronica Limited now. And so I've sort of diverted, but I'm actually in the process of working on a new album. So I'm coming back round. I'll have a new show and we'll use the technology in the show, and we've got new products that complement the Hologauze screen. So it's quite exciting. If I do any shows, I've got all this amazing tech. We've got all the kit. I've got all the projectors and the screens and everything, and lighting and stuff. So in the business, so we've got potential to do all sorts of really cool stuff.
And when you say about it's able to retain the polarization, does that mean you're kind of projecting from two separate places, or?
Yeah. So the way 3D works is you use two projectors, say. And you put polarizing filters in front of the projectors, but they're with different orientations. And the glasses you get at the cinema or in the IMAX have got the same thing in them, but they're the two polarizing filters, different orientations. So one of them blanks out one projector and the other one blanks out the other projector. And that's how it works. So you're feeding two different signals into each eye, and then your brain puts them together as a 3D thing. So if you did it onto a normal scrim, a white scrim, the light would diffract and that effect wouldn't work, basically. Right. So I knew this because I've been working in 3D with Hexstatic, my other project, my other band. So we did a 3D album with Hexstatic, but this is, so I kind of was in the 3D world, and I'm in the VJ world and the audio-visual world, and I sort of had a bit of a eureka moment, and I needed to. I wanted a silver mesh that was really big, and it didn't exist, so I had to invent it. So I had to go through the whole process of developing it and patenting it, and then marketing it, launching it. Been through the whole thing, and the business has been really successful over the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, Lady Gaga's used it. Beyonce,
Eurovision Song Contest. Yeah, it's been amazing.
Unbelievable. So where did I'm interested to know where the inception of that idea came from. This veil or the screen, and projecting onto that. How, I know you've been involved in visuals for you had been involved in visuals for a long time.
Well, I've been doing VJing visuals since the late 80s. I'd say since I was about 18, late 80s, 88. And yeah, it's been my thing, the visuals. But very early on I was into making electronic music. So very early on, I was thinking about how you bring those together. And scrims have been used in theatre and in clubs and for VJing for years. In theatre, especially over 100 years. It's not a new thing. So we're kind of used to using those. There was another system. There is another system called Pepper's Ghost, a company called Musion. I saw that in 2016, and I thought, oh wow, they've kind of done it, because I've always been thinking about holograms and hologram projections and stuff, and wanting to do something like that. And then I saw what they were doing with Pepper's Ghost, which is a Victorian theatre trick to create ghosts on stage using smoke and mirrors, literally.
Yeah, it's like an angled piece of glass.
Yeah. So they came up with something where it was a foil, like a stretched piece of plastic, basically, that's reflecting video onto stage, so you can make a person appear. So the 2-pack hologram is very famous. And that's how that was done. And in 2009, I started my Holotronica album, and I won an award. They had an awards at Musion, and I won the grand prize. So I won the whole system. It's really expensive system. So I won the system, and I could do one event with that system, and then I did that as a Holotronica show down on the South Bank at BFI. Back in 2010, that was.
It's a great stage to do it, the BFI in London, I mean. Yeah,
the problem was that system was so expensive, and it's quite bulky, and so I came up with something that was very lightweight, very easy to transport, it packs down really small. You can literally put a 20 metre by 5 meter screen in a suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really lightweight mesh.
And I suppose it's also, you've made it durable so it can be kind of folded and open.
Yeah, and when you hang it up, the creases just fall out of it after a while, and you stretch it out easily. You don't have to really tighten it like you have to do with the Hologauze system. It's very light tightening. So integrated with the entertainment industry very easily, because it's a scrim essentially. So so now we sell and hire those screens worldwide, and but my passion is audio visual content, electronic music, sample, and audio visual sampling music, which is kind of what I'm probably best known for, which I could talk about, how it all started. Let's talk about that.
As
Hexstatic.
Sure.
So, but first of all, I was one of the co-founders of the Big Chill, and at the first Big Chill, I was running the light show, and at the first Big Chill I met Matt Black from Cold Cut, and then started working with him in their studio, and I was just messing around with ways of connecting video and sound. And then I remember Matt showing me this VHS of EBN, Emergency Broadcast Network, and it definitely, I was just like, oh wow, that's amazing, because there was a lot of video sampling, and Cold Cut were very well known for audio sampling, cut and paste audio sampling.
Yeah.
And
sure.
they were very, Matt was really interested in video sampling. He showed me this thing, and then I just went on, and then I spent 2 years editing on, getting a loan from the Prince's Trust to buy a computer that had a video card, and it was like using Adobe Premiere version 1 had just come out, and I quickly developed a way of turning that into a music making thing by using markers. Every 16th note, I was like, it meant that my BPM was very strict. Like, there's only 2 BPMs you could do, but it meant I could edit really, really tightly. But on the machines in those days, like just doing a 20-second fade on the video took like 20 minutes,
Right.
20 minutes to do just a very short fade. So it took me like 6 months, and to make Timber. So that was the big thing. First of all, I made Frog Jam, which was quite simple. Then
I love that name. I saw that name when you were talking to Eclectic Method. Frog Jam, it's a great name.
Oh right, yeah, Frog Jam, and then Natural Rhythm, which is a bit more complex, and then we talked to Greenpeace about getting footage, and we did Timber, which was the next level again. And then that got released. That got. I wasn't really my intention, but those videos and songs ended up in the Cold Cut albums, and were released by Cold Cut basically as a Cold Cut thing. But so I won an award for Timber that did really well, and it charted.
That's fantastic. And just in terms of building a track, are you building the whole track in Adobe Premiere, like using the video, the sound from the video? Yeah, it was a good process.
Yeah, I should talk about the process, because with Timber, I literally made a version just by editing the video clips. It was all in Adobe Premiere, and then what we did, we stripped out we exported the audio loops, and took them into their studio with their sound engineer, and then we rebuilt the track, obviously keeping the tempo the same and everything. Otherwise all my video loops would all go out. They were so tightly synchronized to the frame, so we couldn't mess with that. But we blocked it out, and we added strings, and just sorted out the track basically. And then I took the track, went back and just re-edited the video, and then Matt kept pushing me to embellish it more and stuff. So so that was it was a bit of a backwards and forwards thing between the video edit and then into the Cold Cut studio, and then back to the video edit. But it started, literally was made. I can't find the original edit that I did that was raw. So it'd be great to see that before, just as an interesting thing to see how it originally was done, the raw version. But yeah, I've lost that somewhere, and it's on a format somewhere. Formats we can't read anymore.
And so Timber is like chopping together of videos, or relating to wood, isn't it? Like machinery.
It was deforestation. And I wanted to do something industrial, and then Matt was like, yeah, we should get Greenpeace involved and make it about environmental thing. And then actually it was great because the chopping axe, you're chopping the video up, cut and paste, you're chopping. So to have the axe chopping a tree, and then I did a thing with a chainsaw solo, you know, which everyone remembers, and there's like the hook, sort of the catchy, funny. It's quite funny. Chopped up a chainsaw, and we did license footage on that. Most of the footage came from Greenpeace. It was donated by Greenpeace, but there was some stuff from a documentary, and so the woman singing in it is, you know, it's something we actually paid for from a documentary, and some of the other shots of natives calling and chopping trees and stuff like that, and the deforestation all came from this one documentary. But yeah,
still relevant today, really.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm very proud of it. It's like one of the best things I ever did. You know, I still get props from VJs, you know, doing the work we're doing now in visual effects for the entertainment industry. You know, I'm meeting younger visual artists, and so a lot of people, the amount of people that come up to me, and I know to Matt as well, from Matt Black from Kolkata, that it's really inspired them to do what they do, and yeah, I get that. So I get a bit of a thrill out of that, which is really nice.
Yeah,
it's just really nice to have that, you know.
Yeah, and I think VJing and video stuff is so much more accessible now than when you were doing that, and so you've probably what you've done has, inspired a whole thousands of people to do that. Or because I think it seems to me like you're quite unconventional. Like you clearly don't want to just be like everyone else or emulate other people. You're sort of forging your own path.
Trying to push the envelope my whole career, really, just trying to push forward. I mean, it was I realised back quite a long time, like working in clubs a lot, basically, and the DJs on stage, and then I was always at the back running the visuals, and I realised I could be on stage, so we called leapfrog the DJ by doing the two things. No one was really doing the two things together, so I ended up on stage with just doing the visuals that was really tight synchronised, and that just we had you know, when we released that, we ended up, after the success of Timber, Hexstatic then got signed to Ninja Tune, and we ended up making the world's first audiovisual album. That was the goal. We made a video for every track, and the album was called Rewind, and it's next year is the 25th anniversary.
Oh, superb.
So
yeah, and so what is it like with those old projects? Yeah, how do you handle the old files and the conversions and things? Do you go and dig, or like, how do you deal with them?
What, the old files that it was all made from?
Yeah, going back to old projects, because you must have, I'm guessing you have formats for so many different technologies.
Yeah, well, we had this weird thing called a Radius video card, Video Vision it was called. It was very expensive, and it had its own codec. I've got a codec reader. You can still, I don't even know if that works anymore. The problem I've got is a lot of my data was stored onto DVD RAM drives, which was a weird format. It had a DVD in a disc case that you shoved into a drive. So it was a bit like a floppy, but it was the DVD floppy kind of thing. It didn't last very long, but. So I've just met someone who's got an old machine. We may be able to we're going to try and see if we can get the data off that. But yeah, it's a bit of a problem.
And I guess even if the data comes back corrupted, you could probably still use it. You know, that could probably be part of the sort of like archaeology, digital archaeology.
Yeah. They say we're in the dark ages, aren't we? Because it's all digital now. So in the future, there's nothing. They won't be able to read any of the formats.
Right, yeah.
So it's like we're in a dark age, which is a bit weird. Like when I think about photographs, for instance.
That's amazing that you did. I think it's really cool that you did visuals for every track. You know, most artists will choose one or two to be their lead. Yeah.
It's always been, you know, the visuals as important as the music, and it was always experiment with Hexstatic. I was always experimenting ways that they come together. So you got the cut and paste video, but then there's also a track I did called Pulse, if you look that up on YouTube, where it's more sculptural to the sound. It's being controlled by the sound, and then that style I thought was quite strong, and then that became Holotronica, that style of electronic music, you know, using synthesizers, drum machines, analog gear, controlling, you know, controlling visuals. That was basically the basis. So that's how Holotronica started, and how I sort of went from Hexstatic. I thought that'd come to an end, and then I started Holotronica, and now it's probably the thing is now Holotronica is an album. I've just started. I'm working on an album, and I might release it just as Stuart Warren-Hill, which I've never done that before. Mm-hmm. And the Holotronica album will be a Stuart Warren-Hill album that the one I've already done, I suppose. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So watch this space. Get some new music out soon.
Yeah, and we're surrounded by an incredible collection of gear here. Just the PPG wave, for example.
Yeah, Jupiter 6, 909 drum machine, 808, 303. My 303 signed by Thomas Dolby.
Yeah.
Which it's quite.
Where did you get that signed?
Yeah, I went to a gig. I went to a gig in Hatfield in 2011. And I felt like a bit of a wally because I had the 303 in the case on my shoulder, like a handbag, walking around. I feel like a right twat. And yeah, and then I managed to get it to him backstage, and he signed it for me.
That's brilliant. I'm glad he agreed to that and sort of refused it.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I've got an emulator too here, which I love. An ARP Solina, which is amazing for you know, strings, 70s classic string sound.
Yeah.
And the emulator is amazing for that as well because of the obviously all the sampling, amazing samples it's got in it, strings and choirs and stuff. And what else we got? I've got DX7 and we've got a JNS X1000, which I've realised is actually really cool for bass, which we talked about.
Yeah, it's a great machine. And
I've got another good thing I've got for bass is a Mini Moog, an original Mini Moog that's signed by Bob Moog, so that's like my prize possession.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And a Quadra.
And there's an ARP Quadra here as well, which is amazingly big sounding.
Yeah, it's not something I've ever seen in person. So
yeah, quite rare.
I've seen the Odyssey, and it almost looked like a poster of an Odyssey that's been blown up because it's huge.
Yeah, it's like a big Odyssey, isn't it? It's actually 4 ARP synthesizers in one. That's why it's called the Quadra.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so when you play it, you can get them all going together. You've got big sound.
Yeah, detune them a little bit.
Yeah, I think John Carpenter used one on his film soundtracks and stuff.
Oh, amazing.
So that's basically why I got it. I thought I had to try and get that sound, but yeah, finding the time to use it all.
Yeah, and what artist inspired you growing up? What kind of got you hooked on this stuff?
Well, Kraftwerk obviously is a big one. I love Kraftwerk. The Robots, it's one of my favourite tracks.
Yeah.
Jean-Michel Jarre and his light show stuff as well. That was obviously a big inspiration for what I've been doing. Who else? The Orb. I've been lucky enough to work with the Orb recently. I did a promo video for them called Days, so it's quite nice to do some sort of video directing and producing a video for them. And we were supposed to go on tour with them actually using the Hologauze, doing a hologram show, but it got cancelled like twice during lockdown, so that didn't happen unfortunately, which is a real shame, but you never know, it may happen again one day.
Yeah, and also, do you have any, like, what were your visual inspirations or influences? Because obviously music, but yeah, what visuals got you going in your, you know, sort of like your teenage years? What inspired wanting to manipulate visuals as well?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think going to Jean-Michel Jarre concerts and seeing that the film Tron really kind of blew my mind at the time.
That was fantastic. It was like CGI mixed with live action.
And seeing programs on TV, sort of when I was young, of what was going on in the late '60s. There was a subculture you know, and they had like the UFO Club, and they had these amazing light shows, and that was like, yeah, I just want to do that. That was amazing. And in the 80s, no one was really doing that. It all went, you know, the whole, all that stuff went out of flavour. Then the sort of rave scene came back, so it was like, oh right, yeah, let's start doing visuals basically.
Yeah, the rave scene visuals are crazy. I mean, there was loads of CGI, wasn't it? They wholeheartedly embraced.
Yeah, so the whole
CGI,
video thing then. Yeah, I started out doing more sort of light show effects and slide and optikinetics effects, and making wheels. I even made wheels like there's one here. This one here for Kiss FM. Look up at the light.
Oh wow!
So they're like, you know, psychedelic
so
projection
you project
wheels.
you project behind that?
Yeah, so that rotates, so you only see one part of it. So the wheel rotates in the gate of the projector.
Amazing, yeah.
So it's not video, it's that analog thing. It's old school, you know. But
That's
that kind of stuff.
Like, it's really high, like, really good clarity.
Yeah. So we make, I did it in Photoshop, and then we put it onto transparency, basically, and then you can project the wheels that rotate.
That's amazing. Does that fit on a normal projector? How do you mount it?
Yeah. It basically fits on there. So the projector projects that amount, and that slowly will rotate. That will rotate like that really slowly.
Yeah.
Half RPM, and then project massive on the wall, you know.
Yeah, and I guess you can layer them together as well.
Well, yeah, we create a light show. You're multi. Yeah, so at the early Big Chill shows where I did the light show, we'd start blending video with slide and with those sort of effects as well with optikinetics projector. So we mix those things on massive screens, you know. That's what we see. And then slowly went into VJing after starting working with Cold Cut and Hex Media, that it was then. I joined, then Hex Media kind of finished, and Hexstatic working with me, you know, Hexstatic was born basically out of that.
Yeah, tell us about the Big Chill, because I was looking at the lineups, and it got like stratospheric, the people that were playing at the Big Chill within like the space of 6 or 7 years.
Yeah,
Huge.
So yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, so it was Hexstatic. We kind of grew with the Big Chills. I was there at the beginning, and so at the end, we were doing like headline shows to 20,000 people. It was amazing, you know, and
that was with visuals.
Yeah. That's what we're known for. Yeah.
Yeah, you had the Chemical Brothers, Kanye West, Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Basically, Metronomy, I saw.
Yeah,
Orbital. Yeah, massive, huge artists.
Yeah.
And from quite, you know, humble beginnings, the lineup on the first one is quite small. And you had Mixmaster Morris as well. He's been part of it.
Yeah. He's always been part of it. It all started as a Sunday afternoon club in Union Chapel in Islington.
Oh, right, nice.
In '93 or something like that. Yeah, it's the anniversary actually. Yeah, it was just recently.
Can you describe the festival? Like, what was it like? What was?
Well, it's called the Big Chill. I mean, it was big and very chilled and lovely. I mean, you can't. Yeah, it's just the vibe of it was brilliant. That was all about the vibe really, and people being creative. It was a wonderful, amazing thing. I had some amazing times there over the years, and it was kind of my home really. You know, it's good to have something like that because each year you're creating new things. You know, it pushes you to be creative and make stuff for that following year. It's good to. I'm kind of on the lookout for something like that now. We just did Glastonbury last year actually. That was fun doing some hologram visuals there. So
great. And
I'm working on a new album, so I'm hoping to get into maybe release an album, and I'll have something new next year for festivals, which would be good.
What were the hologram visuals at Glastonbury?
It was in a new bar called Kinetic, which is in the Common. So it was a late night thing. And we had circular screens either side of the DJ, and inside the screens we mounted the Hologauze screen, which is the transparent projection screen, and then we projected upwards onto those, so you literally have like 3D sculptural shapes just floating within these round frames, 2.5 metre round frames.
Right, wow.
And you know, symmetrical, so it looked really good.
I guess it looks good when you're completely stone cold sober, but also under the influence, it just looks absolutely insanely good, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's superb, man.
And the good thing about Hologauze is it's scalable, so we can go up to crazy massive sizes, you know.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that. Like, what is the kind of minimum and maximum? It's kind of quite a basic question, but like...
As big as you like, really. I mean, we can stitch these... The actual material itself goes up to 7.4 metres high to 40 metres wide, so that's like a seamless piece. That's the biggest seamless, but we can stitch those together to go 60 metres, whatever.
Amazing. Amazing. And in terms of iterating that, I've been calling it the veil, just because it kind of reminds me of like a wedding veil, sort of the thing, but you referred to it as a scrim.
Yeah.
So like, how much did you have to iterate that scrim to get it to do what you wanted to do?
Essentially, it's made of silver, so I needed something that was made of silver, and it didn't really exist. So I had to literally. It's made locally. All our products are made locally. So in Somerset and Bristol areas. So it's woven on these huge machines, 150-year-old machines. One of the oldest factories in the country. So it's quite cool. It's kind of really old technology meets futuristic. It's like amazing. Yeah.
And did you like how far into the process did you say, okay, this is the one we're going to use? Like, because I imagine like the kind of the density of it you needed to play with, and the sort of malleability was maybe.
Yes, obviously, yeah, the invisibility. I think by making a screen that was actually essentially for 3D, I accidentally made the world's most invisible scrim. I mean, it's not invisible when you look at it. It looks like it's a bit. I liken it to a bit like smoke in your. It's like smoke if you look at it. Your hand. But it's a fabric, and when you have to light it correctly, it has to be the right lighting conditions, and it literally you cannot see it at all. It's like it's not there. And I'll show you a demonstration. So here in Bristol we have a demonstration suite. So if anyone wants to come and they're interested in it, they can come here and see it.
It's really good because I think it does actually translate to video quite well.
It actually looks brilliant in video, which has been a key thing. Yeah, it's been really. It looks great in camera.
Because often things that are like this, unique visual experiences, 3D things, it doesn't kind of translate unless you're there looking at it. But yours really does. You can see on your website with the butterflies that are on the opening shot, you can see the depth that's there.
Yeah. The butterflies is really amazing. Yeah, that was the Brit Awards. Yeah. Yeah,
because I've seen. Does Max Cooper use it?
Max has bought a screen off us. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Whether he uses it.
He does. I've seen it.
He's doing. I think. Yeah. So. He's bought a screen of us. So I think he's doing a big show in Bristol soon.
He did a big show in Brighton was it last year? And what I experienced there was like you kind of forget the screens there. Like when there's visuals being projected, obviously you're being like wowed by the sound and the visuals and the cohesion of the two. But then he was like dropping out the screen for a few minutes, and you kind of forget that it's there, and then he'd hit a really powerful part of the tune, and the screen would go back on, and it would just be like. It was just such a powerful, immersive experience. Really got lost in it. Like you say, it is kind of invisible when you're at a gig. You're focusing on the guy there, and the screen's in front. And I genuinely forgot it was there so many times. So it's like this super immersive. It's way more powerful. I found it way more powerful. Than,
well, this is what I actually developed it for. This kind of thing, immersive psychedelic light show. Originally I had a show that I rented it for my own show, so I had the screen, but I had it with 3D glasses. So Max is doing something quite similar there. But this was like in 2010. 2012 I was doing it. So it's 10 years ago. Yeah.
Did DJ Shadow as well?
Yes, he used it on a cube.
I saw him, and he had this. He definitely was using. It might be in the Hologauze, and it was like there was like a global sort of newscasting thing going on in front of him, and it was amazing.
Yeah. So it's like I've developed a tool for people coming through. and doing well, they're not coming through. They're, but for younger people coming through, it's like what happens is to people of my age group. We've been doing it for so many years. I suppose that's one way it can go. You can start developing tools for yourself, and then they become tools that you sell to other people in the field.
It's so incredible because you also get, if they're projecting behind the artist as well, you kind of get like a parallax experience where you've got two things moving.
Yeah, so that gives it depth. Yeah. I mean, you can have lots of layers. I've done tests with 8 layers of Hologauze with lasers going through. It looks amazing.
Yeah, wow.
I'll show you some video of the testing I did.
Yeah. How do you isolate them from each other?
With the laser, you can just fire through the whole thing. But you'll have the same image.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to isolate each one, you have to have a gap between them big enough so you can put your projector. So it's been used for that kind of stuff, like in art galleries, for instance.
That's cool, man.
And we're hoping to get a place. We're buying a big church hall just outside of Bristol, so we're hoping that we can do our own installations there. Be like a venue, like an art venue. So we not only have a big space to do our R&D and to demo all our products, but we can actually open it to the public and do events and art installations, which would be brilliant. That's what I want to get into more.
Yeah, because you also, it'd be interesting to know what kind of R&D stuff you do, because you have other products like the Holo Porter, the Holo LED, and the Dark Matte as well. Yeah, like what's inspiring you to explore at the moment, and how did these products
the Dark Matte's an interesting one, because the way Hologauze works is you have your scrim hanging vertically on the front of the stage, and you project down onto the Hologauze, and then you'll have a person, say like a person appear on stage. Anything black in the image goes transparent, so that's how it's really quite simple, But the problem is the spill goes all over the floor of the stage or whatever's behind you, that you're projecting onto. So we've come up with a system we've created this thing called Dark Matte, which is a tile that you put on the floor, and it's shiny, but we can choose what is we can basically cancel 95% of the light that hits it.
Wow.
But it reflects the stage. It's still reflective, so it's not like a matte kind of thing that absorbs the light. It's literally cancelling out, and it's a clever use of filters, and so that's quite a new thing. So that's sort of revolutionised the Hologauze, where the audience now can only see the image on the Hologauze, and they can't. Before you had to try and disguise it on the floor somehow.
Yeah. That's brilliant, man. I guess that has applications for lots of other things as well, not just the Hologauze.
Well, yeah,
right?
for lighting design, yeah, and theme parks. So you're talking to, to theme parks, based people, Disney, etc., and Universal, doing testing over in America for that kind of thing. But what then the Dark Matte allowed us to do was to have a thing called a Holoporter, which is, imagine it like a portable booth, a bit like the size of a telephone box. And then on the front of that you can have the Hologauze, and then inside on the floor and at the back you have these Dark Matte tiles, so you can then project onto the box, have a person appear in the box, but it gets cancelled out when it hits the back of the box. So you're only left with the image of the person. Looks like they're standing in the box, basically.
Yeah.
And then you can have those around the world, and you can literally be in one place and you can be talking somewhere else. You can appear somewhere else in one of these portable booths, and they're called Holoporter.
Just like Star Wars with the.
Exactly. Yeah, beam me up, Scotty. Yeah. So that's their new. That's a whole new thing that we're doing.
That's fantastic. And are you actively allocating time into R&D of new ideas? Like what's your kind of team?
I'm kind of, I'm CEO of the company and I'm head of R&D, so that's kind of one of my main roles is doing that. So I'm constantly developing stuff. We're actually working with the Bath University Physics Department, so we've got an ongoing, we've been doing that for like 3 years, so we're ongoing working with them, and that's really interesting.
That is good, yeah, that's amazing.
Developing new versions of Hologauze are better. You know, just that's one of my things at the moment.
And if someone's interested in using Hologauze, like what's required to have for an artist who wants to use the Hologauze? Like what's required? What do they need? What sort of equipment other than the gauze? Is it like a particular projector?
It could be any standard projector, but you need quite a bright one because the gauze it lets through like 75% of the light, so it's only reflecting 25% of the light. So therefore, you need to double your brightness, at least double your brightness. You know, of your projector. So that's so you need the projector and the screen and some lighting, and then you're away. It's quite simple.
Really? And can any sort of, I guess these artists must have like AV technicians and guys can.
Yeah, no, anyone can set it up. Yeah, it's quite straightforward.
That's brilliant, man. Such a genius idea.
Yeah, it's cool. And so when I started doing it, I was literally getting up a ladder, hanging the screen up myself on the stage. That's how I started learning all about rigging and stuff. I've had quite a steep learning curve at the beginning, learning all about rigging.
Very
and
steep.
Stuff. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, but I'm finding myself at the London Palladium with no rigging skills whatsoever, like jumping from my own show to then standing on stage at London Palladium talking to people about how to rig it. So it was like, it's quite amazing, really.
I'm interested to know about your when you worked with Ninja Tune. You had an album called Masterview, or you made a DVD called Masterview.
Yes.
Did you? I'm thinking you may have had a Viewmaster at some point.
It was inspired by the Viewmaster, and everything about it's inspired by the Viewmaster, the look of it and everything.
Yeah.
And the DVD, even the way the DVD scrolls, it sort of clicks around like a Viewmaster. The DVD menu, I mean, which is quite really loads of work, and actually was quite clunky when I look back at it. But the idea of that was to have the world's first fully 3D album. I was interested in 3D, so that came with red and blue glasses, anaglyph glasses. I didn't. It was too much work, and we were always very low budget. So not every track had a 3D video, but we did pretty well. And then so the Holotronica album was the pure sort of 3D album that I always wanted to produce.
And how do you go about making those 3D visuals? How do you do that? How did you do it? And how
different ways. You can either. I think most of the stuff I think for those albums, I wasn't even using. It was all done in After Effects, and like building a rig with 2 cameras in After Effects. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
And then you have to render 2 outputs. So you're doubling your rendering. But making like a one-shot video that lasts 3 or 4 minutes in After Effects with thousands of layers, and then in 3D was quite taxing on the computer, as you can imagine. It was quite difficult, but I managed to do it. There's a video called That Track and a video called Pulse, which are worth checking out on my YouTube.
In terms of world firsts, I love that you're aiming that so high to have the world's first 3D album. You do also have 2 world records, or I found 2 world records that relate to you, one of which was the most number of remixes for Timber.
Yes.
You mentioned.
Yes.
Which is crazy. Do you know, was that a thing that you planned, or like?
No, not at all. It's just, I think when we made Timber, where did you read that, by the way? Because I'm not 100% sure if it's I've never actually seen a certificate, but I was told at the time that it had the most number of video remixes and remixes, because we had like 5 video remixes done, one by EBN, which was really cool, and Lucky People Centre. Timber just got remixed loads have got done that weren't released as well, I think. Yeah, so it was like a ridiculous amount. I remember talking to some DJ and saying it was a funny moment. I was around a big table of people in a restaurant with other music producers and DJs, and it turned out everyone had done a remix of Timber at the time, and none of them had got it actually on the disc. But
That's great, man. I mean, that's kind of like, that's a big tip of the hat to what you're doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you've inspired all these people to
Exactly.
use your material. The other world record was the most number of zombies on camera at the Big Chill Festival.
Oh wow. I didn't know about that.
I just found that. I just found that digging around. And I was like, it seems to be like there's a world record theme going on here.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be mentioning that though, would I? But no,
I think it was just part of the Big Chill Festival.
Yeah.
It was just a thing that happened at the Big Chill.
Yeah. That sounds right. I think I vaguely remember that. A bit of a blur those days.
Yeah, I did interview the first episode of my podcast, which was like 5 or 6 years ago. I did interview Neotropic, who was on Ninja Tune. And spoke to her about her, like, because she used to use she did like a laundrette album, Laundrophonic, I think it was called. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I really like that album.
Yeah. Riz Maslin, that's her name.
Riz,
yeah. Did you know her at that time?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still know Riz, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a track on that album, Laundrophonic 2, maybe. I can't remember what the track's called now. It's such a long time ago, but fantastic. There's really good music on that album.
Yeah, and she spoke about sort of Eamon Tobin and DJ Vadim, all the people that were signed to Ninja Tune at the time.
Yes, yeah, we always do, because we'll be doing similar gigs. We'll be hanging out, tour buses, or doing gigs it was an amazing time. Flying out every weekend, different parts of Europe or wherever around the world. Yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing, man. That's so good. Do you ever dabble in? AI is like a dirty word right now, and it's kind of quite polarizing. But do you dabble with it?
Interesting.
What are your thoughts?
AI is very interesting. I'm kind of I'm amazed by it and I'm frightened of it all in the same measure. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to embrace it at the moment. I'm trying to think of it like a filter, like something that can add to what I already do with the visuals. So I'm exploring that at the moment because the stuff I've been dabbling with, I mean, it is amazing. It blows my mind. Just the quality is very film-like. If you tell it to be, it can make it look like anything. Actually, it's amazing. You can just say, I want it like a graphic novel. And it will just spit it out like a graphic novel. It's unbelievable. I've had there's some ideas. I won't talk about what the ideas are right now because I'm going to put them into this album I'm doing. But there's ideas I've had over the years that I just couldn't work out how I'm going to make them so they're any good. They're not going to be very good if I do it on my techniques that I use already. They'll be okay, but and I'm thinking, oh wow, I can do this stuff with AI now. I could totally. So I'm just about to embark on. I've done some little tests and stuff, and it is amazing. I reckon it's going to be interesting what the videos for this new album I'm doing. The problem is people see AI and they go, oh yeah, it's AI. Okay, there's no skill there. They don't really respect it. But I think there is a skill in making it appear so it's maybe not so AI and using it in a clever way, So it's just enhancing what you're already doing rather than taking it over. It's like as I say, it's like a plug-in, a filter. Just to enhance it, and for psychedelic reasons alone, that's going to be amazing.
It is crazy, isn't it? Because when you see some of these AI-generated visuals. It's like that's what it's like when you take psychedelics. Like that's what you are kind of your mind's eye is seeing. Yeah. And that's a strange correlation, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, there's those videos you see, and they're obviously AI, and you're just going into you're going in deep, and things are morphing, and you're changing, you're going on and on and on. But after a minute or two of that, I'm just like, and I love visuals. I mean, it's amazing, but it's just like, oh, too much. It's like, oh my god, and it's scary as well, and it's just like, it's a bit sort of bit much. I think you've got to be a bit more subtle.
Yeah, I really like what there's a girl called Emma Catnip who does visuals for Plaid.
Oh yeah,
Played.
Yeah, I know those guys.
And I think what she does in her process, I mean, I could be totally wrong, is she uses like videos that she shot herself and then kind of enhances them using AI, and there's like embellishments within her video. So yeah, I really like what she's doing with AI because it's not all just AI and she's letting the computer do the work. She's you know, she's giving it her own source material and maybe narrative, and the AI is embellishing it a little bit. Like, do you remember that film called Waking Life? Do you remember that film Waking Life, where it's like people talking and it was like animated? Yeah, it's very much kind of like that. So but yeah, a lot of people are resistant to the idea of it, and
I think just to help you get your ideas out, and before you wouldn't have the budget to do it. I think it's brilliant. You know, and it looks so good. Some of it's amazing, and you can just say say something simple like just add lens flare and create a dusty sort of atmosphere, and it will just do it and do it really beautifully. You know, it's just fantastic. So yeah, I'm just writing a treatment for a video it's incredibly difficult to make. If you'd need hundreds of thousands of pounds budget to do it, and I'm thinking, yeah, I can probably do this. I'm gonna give it a go anyway.
Yeah, man, that's great, man. If people want to find you online or find your stuff, where should they go and have a look?
Yeah, I've got a website, stuartwarrenhill.com. Although I think I need to give it a bit of an update, but I've got an album coming out, so I'll probably do that soon. But YouTube is quite good. If you go to my YouTube channel, there's some stuff that's not been released that I've done. But during the lockdown, I did a whole album worth of. I did an immersive because it was during lockdown, and I had time. I did a project called Vequencer that's on YouTube, which is definitely worth checking out. I made it. It's like a VR 180 project, and I've always wanted to do like a multi-screen audio-visual installation in a gallery, but I've never managed to get around to it. So every screen has a different video clip, and they all repeat, and it creates a piece of music. So it's a bit like the Timber, cut and paste video, going back to that, using animals and whatever, different themes. So I created 9 tracks in a virtual gallery on virtual screens and virtual speakers, and each screen has got a speaker next to it. So speakers are directional as well. So when you've got headphones and your VR headset and you look around, the speakers come from the direction that they are in the video. The video you're watching.
Yeah.
So it's very immersive, and it's VR 180. So it's not 360. It's 180. But I think that's a really good format. It is.
Yeah.
Though not everyone's got VR headsets, so you can actually just on YouTube, you can actually watch the video anyway, and move around the environment with your mouse. You can zoom into the screens and pull out, so you can actually experience it just like you would a normal video, but it's interactive a bit. You can move around a bit. So that's worth seeing. And any new experiments and stuff are on my YouTube channel. Holotronica. I've got a website. We're probably doing if I've got any new releases. Holotronica and myself on Facebook is always a good place.
Cool. And just finally, if someone really gets inspired by visual art and the kind of things that you're doing, are there any tools that you recommend them using that are available now to kind of do visuals with music?
After Effects is really good, and also Cinema 4D, 2 bits of software I use, and they both have ways of controlling animation through sound. So that's a good starting point, I'd say.
Is that like audio reactive?
Yeah.
So kind of reacting to certain frequencies or amplitudes and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They put the waveform in, and it will. The amplitude will. You can then connect to anything in the animation. And also there's the real time thing is very good now. So VDMX is a software I use for playing out video and sound. So VDMX is like a modular video synth, I guess, mixer. So yeah, that's recommended as well. VidVox, so VDMX it's called.
Great, yeah, and that was what you used back in the day, VidVox Video Sampler Profit.
It was called Profit back in the day. Yeah, it was a very simple video sampler.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Stuart. Thank you very much for speaking to me. It's been great.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nice one.
Oh, what a lovely guy. Isn't it amazing as well? Like he he's created a solution that he needed, and lo and behold, it's made like a whole career for him, working with the biggest artists in the world. I just love that he's iterated that, and you know, he's created the solutions for the things he needed, and it's taken him on such an amazing path. You know, from the visual realm fused together with the sonic realm is a very special place. And if you are someone who knows who I am, I also do visual artwork, so I find what he's done really inspiring, and I hope you did too. Okay, we have got another episode lined up for you. The plan is that these are going to be every month, or maybe 2 every month. We'll see how it goes. But we've got a couple of great ones already recorded in the bag, and we have some really cool people who've already agreed to be spoken to. So, keep it locked in on Sonic State. Check out the other podcast episodes if you'd like to. And hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.